Today I want to talk about an event that happened in my life a year ago that changed my life and hopefully will inspire and change your life too. Unfortunately, no such event happened, so I stuck with a slightly more mundane story. The story of my baptism. Like all good stories and speeches, it has three parts: a beginning, a middle, and an end. It began 11 years ago, one clear afternoon, and it was a Wednesday on, I think it was in October, when I was playing around and doing the normal 6-year-old activities, and I started thinking about Awanas that night and about church in general and all the things I'd heard in church. And as I was thinking about it, I realized that everyone always mentioned, after you let God into your heart, this will happen, or after you accept Jesus as your Savior, this will happen, or if you don't accept Jesus as your Savior, this will happen. And I realized I never really done that step. And I started kind of worrying about it, so I went up and asked my mom about it, and she talked through it with me. She made sure I knew what I was doing, and then I prayed the prayer and accepted God into my heart. So, cut to 6 years later, when I was 12. I had been continuing to grow and going to church, Awanas, reading the scriptures, memorizing stuff. And then I decided that I was ready for the next step. I wanted to get baptized, as that seemed to be the logical next step in my Christian walk. So it just so happened that my grandfather, who's a preacher, was going to be coming down a few weeks from then. So I planned to have the baptism, then he would baptize me. So he came down a few days before the baptism. He went through a few key Bible passages with me about baptism. Once again, I made sure I knew what I was doing. So then on a Sunday, we invited the whole church over, as well as numerous family and friends. Went to a church we attended, and we held the baptism with a few hitches. So then after that, that was my rededication of my life to the Lord. I promised to try and do my best to do His will in my life to the best of my abilities. So, there you have it. It's the mundane story of my going from just saved to being baptized to the present day, where I'm still trying to figure out His exact will for my life, as well as trying to get to know Him better in every way and every day. And there's nothing exciting, nothing dramatic about it. I just grew up in the church, but I know a lot of us, at least a lot of my friends, tend to be somewhat ashamed of their testimonies because there is something dramatic about it. If there's a group and you want to hear a testimony, you're probably going to want to hear about the one who had to fight through 100 pirates to get saved, rather than the person who just kind of was playing around and decided, after thinking about it for a little while, they wanted to get saved. But if you really think about it, what being saved is all about is entrusting your life, the care of your life and your will, to a person who you're never going to actually see until you're dead. With the hope that entrusting your life to this nebulous person will bring you to glory. It's like the difference between eternal torment and bliss. Eternal bliss. I'd say that's pretty dramatic. So, if any of you are ashamed of your testimony because it's boring, don't be. There's nothing boring about it.